Let's talk about 2008 Hulk and why I personally believe that Hulk will be the best Hulk we've ever gotten and will ever get. Because let's be honest, guys, MCU is never gonna make anything like that again. But when I tell you that Hulk was actually something scary, it's like that's the Hulk you were happy to have on your side. If the MCU Hulk was a villain, I think no one would even complain, no one would even find it a threat. But if Edward Norton's Hulk was a villain, I would think it would almost, just very slightly, almost be an Avengers level threat. I might be glazing, but let's be honest here, guys. That Hulk had all of you scared. Let's be honest, you as a kid, 10-year-old little Timmy, watching that movie, you know you were frightened. He was that one chess piece on the board that no matter what you did, he always found his way. He always found his way around. He was almost deniable. But anyways, let's move on to the video. We're diving into a bit of a hot topic. It's not really controversial, I don't think anyone's gonna argue it. Why the 2008 Incredible Hulk movie might just be better than the current Hulk we've been seeing in the MCU. Now don't get me wrong, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk has been some amazing sauce for a few moments. It's had some epic moments, but there's something about that 2008 version that chef's kiss. And I mean, it was Edward Norton. I know people don't like Edward Norton. It didn't feel like Bruce, it felt like Edward Norton. It still resonates with fans. Like, the movie in general still resonates with fans. So let's get into it. First, we want to just tackle a few things. Let's start with the tone. The 2008 Incredible Hulk feels completely different from the more recent, lighthearted, almost comedic portrayal of the Hulk in the MCU. Right off the bat, we're thrown into a dark and gritty world. Bruce Banner is a man of the run, hiding in favelas of Brazil, desperate to control the beast within him. This is what I loved. It felt like they were showing Bruce perfectly, aside from him being Edward Norton, but perfectly. In this film, Bruce is constantly battling his inner demons. His conditions isn't treated as a joke or a quirky inconvenience. It's serious, dangerous, and every time he transforms, it's a matter of life or death. This darker tone really fits the essence of the Hulk, who was supposed to be a tragic character, a man torn between his humanity and the unstoppable force inside of him. Like, that is Hulk. That is Hulk. Compare that to the MCU's more recent portrayal of the Hulk, guys. Like, okay. Mark Ruffalo's version is fun, especially in Thor. I would say in Thor Ragnarok, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Endgame, let's not even talk about that. But point is, it leans heavily into humor, you know, and that can be great depending on who you ask. But the transition from rage-fueled Hulk and Professor Hulk and Endgame gave us a lighter, more comedic side of the character, which for many fans took away some of the intensity and conflict that defined the Hulk in earlier depictions. It's category number 1, tone. Now let's move on to category number 2, intensity. Let's talk about the Hulk himself. In 2008 movie, the Hulk is terrifying. The film gives us moments where we're meant to fear him, not laugh with him. One of the best examples is his full first transformation, when he emerges from the shadows to take on the military in the bottling factory in Brazil. You barely see him at first, just hints of his massive form. It's like something out of a horror movie. And guys, I remember watching this as a kid for the first time. Like, I don't necessarily remember, I might be glazing again, but I think I was like almost covering my face with a pillow when he would scream. Like when the Hulk would like roar or scream, I would have like kind of like twitch. I might be glazing, I'm just saying. But moving on, this Hulk feels more like a force of nature than a character. He's raw, untamed, and driven by pure rage. It's the kind of Hulk that feels unstoppable and dangerous. Just like I said earlier, the one you're happy to see on your team. It's exactly how you'd expect the Hulk to be. You can sense the fear from everyone around him, from the soldiers to... The 2008 Hulk is a creature of destruction, not just a big green superhero with a sense of humor. Not the big green in the MCU, guys. We're talking about actual Hulk, not the big green. Now let's talk about Bruce Banner. Edward Norton's portrayal of Bruce in the 2008 film gave us a deeper, more emotional driven character arc. This Bruce is haunted, always on the move, always searching for a way to cure himself. He's not trying to join a team or be a hero, he just wants peace. There's a strong sense of isolation in Norton's Banner. He's running from the military, from society, and even from himself. He's a man who can't settle down or form meaningful connections because of the constant threat of the Hulk emerging. This gives the character a tragic, almost noir-like quality. He's like a fugitive, constantly on the edge of disaster. And you see guys, this is what I really liked about Edward Norton's Hulk, or not Hulk, but his Bruce, is that he played the fear factor pretty well, I would say. I feel like with Mark Ruffalo, I feel like a lot of the time, he wasn't necessarily looking scared or terrified or, you know, signs that he didn't really want to be there, which I guess is my way of putting it, as in like, this character definitely portrays it better than this guy. I still think Mark Ruffalo has done things better than Edward, for sure. I think Mark Ruffalo himself definitely nailed the role. You know, I guess it was more so on the director's part. I think the character was fine. You know, I thought maybe he was just super underdeveloped even before the Hulk went on a down spiral, but anyways, yeah. Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner is definitely more approachable and endearing, but he lacks the sense of deep inner turmoil. In the MCU, Banner arc shifts from dealing with the Hulk as a curse to almost accepting with open arms, especially by the time we get to Endgame. That internal conflict is resolved so fast, and we lose the tension between Bruce and his monstrous alter ego. Like, it was like you could blink and you'll miss it. Worst part was, it was actually deleted. It was a deleted scene from the movie. From Endgame, it was a deleted scene. So the scene that it happens in a blink of an eye, you don't even see. So actually, your eyes can be wide open and you'll still miss it. Sadly enough, I don't know how it's possible, how it got to this point in time where Hulk is what he is now. There's no point complaining about it. I would say the thing that sets 2008 Incredible Hulk apart is the villain the most. Emil Blonsky, played by Tim Roth, transforms into the Abomination. And let's be honest, guys, that was terrifying. Abomination is a true match for the Hulk, both in terms of strength and sheer brutality. The final fight between Hulk and Abomination is pure chaos and destruction. It's two titans smashing through the streets of Harlem, and you can feel the weight of every punch.
Is that all you've got?
Like, it felt like it was crazy. Like the fight, like it felt like the screen was shaking every now and then. You can hear like it was so meaty, so strong. Every punch. I feel like every punch I've seen in the MCU, aside from the ones that are over exaggerated, you don't really feel it from Hulk, just from Hulk. This fight isn't about clever one-liners or fancy choreography. It's brutal, raw, and a primal battle between monsters. It's a fight for survival, and you genuinely feel like the Hulk is fighting for his life. The stakes feel real. In the recent MCU, Hulk's foes are often part of a larger ensemble of villains, and they tend to lean more into humor or grand-scale intergalactic threats. While these villains are entertaining, none of them feel as personally dangerous to the Hulk as Abomination. Abomination wasn't just a powerful villain, he was a reflection of what Bruce feared he might become, a monster completely consumed by rage. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna be honest, Loki didn't really even acknowledge the Hulk existing, and maybe he wasn't scared of it because he had the prism, but I think with him, he was more worried about his brother, which is fair. I mean, Thor arguably is stronger than Hulk at that time in the MCU, so I guess I would say like there's a bigger threat to worry about, even though I feel like in that movie Hulk and Thor are both kind of sidelined to plot reasons. But yeah, I mean, then we watched Loki get rolled by Hulk because of his ignorance towards him. But anyways, moving on. The action. Oh, the action. The action in 2008 Incredible Hulk is another point in its favor. The movie focuses on Hulk's raw strength and destructive power. Every punch, every leap, and every smash feels heavy. You can feel the impact of Hulk's rage in every action scene, from his battles with the military to his showdown with Abomination. In these sequences, the camera stays tight on Hulk, emphasizing his size and power. It's less about flashy special effects and more about raw, visceral destruction. The military equipment stands no chance against him, and it shows the true devastation that Hulk can cause. In comparison, well, contrast with the modern MCU Hulk, where many of his action scenes are played for laughs or take place in a large team-based fights.
Hey y'all, come look at this.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
But, I mean, even then, Hulk is no longer this unstoppable, chaotic force. He's part of a larger spectacle, and his individual power is downplayed. Guys, he is there for the plot. He is literally there for the plot. He's there to test and show another character's power. That's all he is. I'm sorry. Trust me, if I could change it, I would. I gave up on the Hulk long ago. That's just what they do with him. I wish I could change it. Trust me, I wish I could. So what makes the 2008 Incredible Hulk better than the current MCU version? It comes down to tone, character depth, and the portrayal of Hulk as a truly terrifying force of nature. Edward Norton's Bruce Banner gave us a man constantly at war with himself. While the 2008 Hulk was a creature driven by rage and tragedy, the action was raw. The villain was menacing, and the Hulk felt dangerous, raw, untamed, and fueled by rage. While the MCU has evolved, the Hulk remains the one who reminded us why we should fear the beast within.
Any last words? Hulk! Smash!
If you guys enjoy this video, I would really appreciate a subscribe and like. Again, like I said, just hit me in the comments with whatever you guys may want me to see and talk about. Honestly, Hulk is my favorite Marvel character. You know, it's been leaning towards Nova and Iron Fist recently, Moon Knight, but he is still the one I've always loved since the beginning. So obviously, it sucks to see him tarnished at this point in time, but hopefully, you know, World War Hulk will be around the corner, you know, right guys? Right? Yeah, anyways, guys. I had a lot of fun making this. Peace.